All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody in attendance, I'd ask that you give me your entire, undivided, unconditional attention. Proceed with me in the beginnings of the meeting, as we do with every meeting. With a moment of silence, everybody mouses down. I'll keep the time.
I feel it.
Brothers and sisters, I would like to gather you here today in order to take note of who is indeed in line with the truth. Now, with a wiggle of the mouse, who here believes, with their whole heart, that extraterrestrials have visited planet Earth in the near past? With a wiggle. I love to see it. We got a good, enthusiastic crowd here today. I love to see it.
Conky ain't moving. Do you believe Conky?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to proceed with the story of Betty and Barney Hill. These were two average folk, just real simple Americans, nothing to prove, no money to make. Betty and Barney Hill took a spontaneous trip to the White Mountains of New Hampshire in September of 1964, as Barney recounted in John G. Fuller's The Interrupted Journey, which is a book from 1966. Barney needed a break from his night shift at the post office, while Betty was mentally exhausted from handling a state child welfare case. This is very... Thank you. I appreciate you shooting that dog. I really appreciate you shooting that dog. Anyways, on the last night of their makeshift honeymoon, these two fine folks found themselves in a Vermont diner. That's Vermont, America. Ready to make the last dash home to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. That's where they lived. By leaving at 10 p.m. and arriving home at around 2 p.m. I'm here to strongly appreciate Senior Baguette for playing the role of security cultist. Strongly appreciate that. As I was saying, on the road, ladies and gentlemen, I'd really ask that you pay attention here because this is the real kicker. On the road, Betty noticed a, quote, particularly bright star, perhaps a planet, in the sky. When this celestial object be changing its course in an erratic manner, Betty was convinced it was a UFO. Her husband was not at the time. She said, Barney, quote, if you think that's a satellite or a star, you're being completely ridiculous. As the object drew closer, Barney pulled the car to a stop and, gun in hand, this motherfucker was strapped, got out to invest. As he approached the object, Barney saw what he would later describe as a, quote, pancake-like disc, glowing with brilliant white light that was about the size of a jet. Fleeing back to his car, he and Betty tried to evade the vessel, but were instead overcome with an intense drowsiness and immediately fell unconscious. This is on the side of the road, mind you. The couple then pulled into their driveway around dawn, unable to recall what had happened. 2 hours of memory, 2 hours, seemed to have been wiped from both their minds. While Betty was convinced they had encountered a UFO and later reported her sighting to the Air Force of the United States military, her husband was skeptical. It was only when the couple met with psychiatrist Dr. Benjamin Simon for a consultation in December 1963 that Barney changed his mind. That same doctor, Dr. Simon, found both to be suffering from, quote, crippling anxiety. Betty in particular manifested hers in the form of repetitive nightmarish dreams.
Quit moving.
Between the two were called, quote, creatures with slanted eyes, taking the couple aboard their UFO to conduct experiments on their naked bodies. Ooh. Barney claimed that the beings took samples, of their hair, skin, and nail clippings, and then a 6-inch long needle was inserted into Betty's stomach. Betty told Dr. Simon that she later asked a being that they knew to be, quote, the leader where they were. It jokingly replied, if you don't know where you are, then there wouldn't be any point in telling you where I am. Most shocking above all was that this map, a map that I could display on the wall here, was drawn with confounding accuracy, indicating that the Zeta Reticuli system was the origin of these great beings. Gentlemen, I'd like us all to bow our heads in prayer. In conclusion of this meeting, I'll watch the time.
Hello boys, how you doing?